Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today so we're going to be reviewing the iPhone 13 Pro. We had this for a little over a month now, and we're going to be doing our full review of this phone. I've had a clear case on it for a month. This is the damage it's done. As you can see, not really much, which is pretty cool. It's just barely starting to yellow after about a month, but overall really good, and it has protected the phone really well from scratches and everything like that. The tempered glass I have on here as well is really good. Nothing is scratched up, nothing is damaged, which is really nice. So that's a bonus. We're gonna go straight into battery life, because that's one thing that many people need to know about for this phone is battery life. If you're coming from a smaller phone or a same 6.1 inch phone, this is actually a slight improvement compared to previous models. So I've had the 12, just the normal 12 from last year. That phone gave me about 7 to 8 hours on average. Now for this one, if we go into our battery, you can see we get an average about 9 hours of screen on time. It says about a little more than 9 hours because when it's charging or if it's idle, I'm basically averaging around 9 hours, which is really, really good. So it's an all-day battery pretty much. I did charge it right where that red is. I charged it around 6 p.m., which is when it started dying. I'll throw that graph up right there. But yes, battery life is amazing, and as you can see, there's a 10-day average. It says about 8 hours and 50 minutes, so close to 9 hours. That's if we average that out. So about 9 hours on average, screen on time is really, really good. If you want to see my heavy usage for the battery life on the 13 Pro, iCard on the top right, I've done picture-in-picture, I've done screen recording, brightness, all the way up, 4K video. I've done many different things in that testing. It's a heavy, heavy testing. No one has ever done it on YouTube. I was the first one to do that. And you'll see the actual performance on that within that video. So I recommend going and watch that to see what is all about that. One thing that many people think about is the cameras. Everyone praises those cameras for Apple because they're really well known for the quality, basically. This year, we have huge lenses, and people actually do notice them. I haven't even realized how many people noticed. I've gotten several compliments saying that this camera is amazing from people that had an iPhone 11, people that had an iPhone 12 Pro, the previous gen, basically everything under the iPhone 13. Everyone is liking this camera. It's really good, especially with the portrait mode and the new cinematography mode. I've actually gotten 2 people to actually buy one of these. I bought one for my dad as well, just because of the cinematic mode itself, which is insane. So this is an amazing phone just for that, especially if you're someone that is in the filmmaking or is wanting to go into filmmaking. Even the iPhone 13 has a cinematic mode, so if you don't want to spend $1,000, you can get the cheaper alternative, which is still good and same size. As you can see, that's how thick those lenses are. The lenses are really, really thick. The phone itself is very comfortable to hold, especially with no case. Like I said before, I have been rocking a case. I will be trying multiple cases out in the future. I want to try out mouse and a few other high-end cases to see if they actually protect. I also do want to be trying out some more MagSafe accessories since this is MagSafe compatible. I want to do that. Oh, another thing is that the display is so very bright, especially in daylight. You will 100% see it if it's in full brightness. It's super, super bright. And even when it's all the way down indoors, sometimes, in some variations, you will be able to see it. I was editing a photo and then my teacher was like, you might want to put a rule of thirds basically on it. And then she like readjusted the photo for me and I was like, oh, you can see my screen? Because I was like all the way down. So I'm just going to do some Clash Royale because that has really vibrant colors. Very bright colors and really good viewing angles. Doesn't really do justice on camera, but really good viewing angles. Also, the notch is slightly smaller, supposedly. I really haven't noticed a whole lot. It's basically not even a big thing. So the camera has a macro photography mode, which means you're able to go really, really close and get really close in detail for those shots. I'm going to show you this right now. And you can still zoom in with the macro lens mode on, and you can zoom in a lot. Like, I mean, 15 times zoom, and you could still see a pretty good amount of detail. Up to about 7 times zoom, it starts to lose quality. And then you can obviously do a wide angle lens with the macro at the same time. So you can go ahead and do it like that, a close-up shot. I don't, however, use the macro lens a whole lot. It is really good, especially if you want to get close up to something, but it's only for photography, which kind of sucks. I wish it was for video as well, because sometimes I'd be getting really close up to certain objects and it doesn't want to focus. Eventually, hopefully, they'll be able to implement that, but right now it's a little bit tricky. For video, however, I do use the wide angle lens a lot in my videos. Wide angle lenses are really popular, so I'm glad that you're able to use it on the video. Stereo speakers, obviously you have one on the top where the notch is, since they did move it. They moved the speaker up higher, and then you obviously have the standard speaker there, and then the microphone. I don't really use the LiDAR sensor. It's supposedly good for, obviously, AR, and it's also gonna be good for nighttime photos, which, let's be real, no one really uses a whole lot. So if some people do, I mean, it's there, so I guess you can do that. But if you really do nighttime photography, then yeah, this is your bet. But most people, especially in photography, lighting is key. Pretty much have something to light up your photo. Even if it's this, I'd much rather use flash than have a dark photo. I have no idea what else to say about this phone. It's a really good phone, to be honest. I got the base model, I believe it's like 1,066, including tax. Tax may vary, but it's really close to that 1.1K range. So it's a hefty price. That's the only downside to this phone, but that's how Apple rolls, so you can't really complain a whole lot. It won't really do anything for you.